Congratulations on the film, guys.
Thank you.
This is amazing. I saw it on Sunday.
You've seen it and we haven't, so that's you're a little bit more prepared than us.
Okay, so what was it like delving into these characters? This is a very difficult, tricky line to walk for the most seasoned actor, let alone you guys that are still early in your careers.
Mm-hmm.
But you're amazing in the film.
Thank
so
you.
how did you approach your characters?
I mean, like, the film has a lot of things to do with, like, that kind of, like, awkward, confused, like, teenage period of, like, kids' lives that everyone's experienced, basically. And also bullying. And, I mean, I've lived in a lot of different places, and bullying is everywhere, basically. So, I mean, I've seen characters like Edwin and, like, Flake in real life, and I have friends like that. So, yeah, it's kind of personal.
And how about for you?
Well, I agree with Arman in that that's ever present in society, bullying and just you see a lot of kids like that all the time. And even though these characters are way different from us in real life because they would do something horrible like that, it's easy to relate to because they are just kids, and anyone who would even make a decision like that starts out innocent and starts out not corrupted as they become throughout the movie. And you can relate to that because, you know, they're going through the same problems, at least at the beginning, and it's just escalating and it's escalating. But, you know, we can all relate to them, even though they're just, you know.
Well, something that I found really interesting that Jim and Brett did with the script and that Vince did with the camera work, putting it all together in designing the film, is you come across, you're very humanized. We sympathize with you as opposed to real life situations like Columbine, where there's never any sense, there's no reason to ever sympathize, but the two of you bring out this humanity in the boys. Did you realize you were doing that at the time?
I mean, like, one of the things that I think makes the characters so human in the script is that they're not completely just victims, you know? Like Edwin, for example, he had the choice to kind of shut everyone out of his life and everything. So, like, humans have flaws and stuff like that, so I guess, yeah.
And what about for Flake?
For Flake, can you repeat the question just so that I'm answering it completely?
Because of the fact what Brett and Jim did with the script, what Vince did in constructing the film, as opposed to Columbine, where the boys are never viewed sympathetically, here you guys make Edwin and Flake very sympathetic. We feel, we empathize with you, and that's something very unique.
That's definitely, well, in the context of social issues at least, that definitely, I think, the purpose of doing this and having us as the audience sympathize with the characters is so that we see a whole different angle on this whole issue of tragedies in schools and these kids choosing to do terrible things, because when we see these horrible events happening on the news, we only get one side of it, and we think, how could this ever happen? How could someone this young and starting out just a kid decide to do something like this? And this is really putting some background behind that, and at least just not trying to prove anything or make a statement, but just showing us plainly, you know, how this could happen and how something could escalate to something like this. So the sympathy that we feel towards the characters is definitely giving the audience more information and more insight into, you know, the world issues of this.
Now, had you guys read Jim's book before you took the roles? Now, did you draw anything from the book, or did you just rely on the script that you had?
It was a combination.
Yeah. Like, there's like a couple of things that are kind of, there's like added scenes and stuff in the book that is kind of different from the script, but yeah.
There's new scenes in the script also that weren't in the book, so I think we used a combination of both sources to add to the character as much as possible and not just choose one over the other.
Now, on a very upbeat note, your first film festival?
Well, I mean, I think I've been in two other film festivals before, but it wasn't as big as this is, so I'm pretty excited for this.
And How about for you?
I just did an indie film in Tribeca last month.
Oh, well.
Yeah. A little bit of competition.
And what film was that?
That was Super Dark Times. This indie film, kind of like a horror indie flick. That was really fun to do, but this is definitely a more substantial part for me. I'm a little bit overwhelmed by this. I'm in a lot more pictures.
This is a very substantial part for both of you. You know, guys, congratulations again, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you have fun tonight. All right?
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I know she's going to steal you away for somebody else here.
It's all right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.